So let's talk about why you need prenatal care. What is the significance of that? Mostly it is to ensure the health of you and your baby. As we've mentioned in previous videos, think of your body as a vessel. And so if you are the vessel to growing this newborn, we want to make sure that brain, kidneys, lungs, heart, everything is developing appropriately. So that is what we're monitoring. Even though we're not doing ultrasounds at every appointment, you are going to be monitored throughout your pregnancy. And so we're looking at things like weight gain. We're looking at your blood pressure. We're looking at trends. We're looking at lab work. As far as your first prenatal visit, you can plan on spending a couple of hours at that appointment at a minimum. So I would expect that you will possibly have a pap smear, a pelvic exam that day. You will have a breast exam that day. You will also have very possibly lab work. Some providers' offices may break it up into different visits, but in those initial prenatal visits, you can expect that you will have all of those things, again, just to make sure everything is okay from the start. At your initial prenatal appointments, you're going to receive a ton of information. Some of that has to do with even just warning signs, reasons to reach out to your provider, things to watch for, things to expect. And so all of these things are really important. And as you progress through your pregnancy at the various stages, talking about your trimesters, they're going to highlight during those periods of time what specifically would be a red flag or warrant a phone call or going to labor and delivery. That's why it's so important to seek medical care when you're pregnant. Again, it's to make sure that you're healthy and maintaining this baby's health and well-being as well. I also just want to reiterate that at your first appointment, I don't want you to expect getting an ultrasound. That is not something that's done initially under most circumstances and is not done routinely at each prenatal visit. That is something that's done during certain points in your pregnancy to ensure growth and development. It's typically done when you're getting closer into that second trimester or even third. There may be weight checks or measurement checks along the way via ultrasound, but it is not something that you can expect at that first visit, even though that's something that everyone looks forward to. We'd also like to encourage you guys to have a list of questions ready. When you go to see your provider, many times you'll feel rushed or stressed. The provider comes in and asks, do you have any questions, or how are you feeling? And at that point, you're kind of put on the spot and you may forget. So it's good to, we all have our cell phone nowadays, so have a list of questions ready for them. Things that pop in your mind, just make note of it so that you make sure when they come in, it's okay to pull out your phone and say, yeah, I do have a few things to ask. That is what they're there for, so don't feel rushed and don't feel stressed. Enjoy your prenatal appointments. That's where you should feel safe to ask those questions.